Today we're going to talk about something that I think can help your crypto portfolio tremendously throughout this, hopefully, bull run of 6 to 12 months, however it may last. An analogy is what I'll talk about in a second. First, let me say, crypto for the rest of us 6 days a week, tip tool coin analysis. I'm also starting a community, which I'm building right now. It'll be done soon because I just can't get into a lot of the questions and things people have. And I do so much research. I'm going to be putting a lot of it there as well as a lot of how-to stuff. But let me say this. We're going to get into the fact that, as you probably realize, over time, let's say the last 10 years, the demographic of the investor or the investment firms or who is investing in crypto has changed substantially. So here is the analogy. And if you've ever watched surfers, which I'm not, I've tried, I failed. I boogie board, kind of the same thing. You can see that when a wave is coming, and it's a great wave, they turn their board, they hop up, and they ride that wave. What's the alternative? Well, potentially, get off your board, turn towards the wave, and hold the board in front of your face. You ever seen that happen? They just get destroyed. The power of that wave is so powerful. So why go against the grain? So sometimes, no matter how much you think the project or the crypto, or I think the project or the crypto is great, if everyone else doesn't, it doesn't matter. And you may be right, but it doesn't matter if the wave is going a different direction. Let me tell you and explain what I mean. This grayscale report, which came out last month, this is October 9th, this came out September 26th. Pay attention to this. They talk about many different things, but here's what I want you to realize. This report is written for a different type of investor. This is the typical stuff you would see with stocks of yesteryear. So you can figure out which way this is going or how do you think it's going to go. Do you think that when you look at CoinMarketCap and these other services and sites that have popped up to follow transactions and total value locked and all these different things, do you think that the huge venture capital firms and all the different investment banks and hedge funds and large investors are going to say, forget all the stuff we're used to doing. Let's go see what these people are doing here in crypto and what's popped up, and we'll just change all of our methodologies and we'll do what they're doing. Or are they going to take all this crypto information and shove it through the typical machine and engine that they're looking at when they evaluate investments? I believe it's the latter. This is a perfect example of what they're used to looking at. So if you go through this report, there's a couple things that popped out, these different graphs. Let's look at this first graph, case in point. This is crypto sectors returns year to date. So they have created their own sectors, very different than the categories you might see on CoinMarketCap. And in these sectors, they have various tokens. Of course, they've got their little disclaimers here: past performance not indicative of future results, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like I always say, big dumb animal, informational purposes only. Don't do what I do. So you look at this and you say, okay, here are their sectors. They've got Bitcoin. Well, there's one thing in that sector. Then they've got currencies, which is interesting because later they defined Bitcoin as a currency, but we'll just keep going. But look at this one. Do you know, or do you have any idea what crypto might be in consumer and culture category? I mean, off the top of my head, I can guess. I'll probably be wrong. Utilities and services, maybe an Internet of Things crypto. So they've got these new categories that they're watching. Well, that's interesting. Then you scroll down. There's a lot to read. I'll put a link to it. But check this one out, which I think is very telling. Smart contract platforms, crypto sector, fee revenue, and market capitalization. Okay, so let me make this a little. There we go. So 30-day fee revenue is down here, and they've got market cap over here. All right. Look at what this shows. Ethereum's got the largest market cap, but also has the most fee revenue. So if you're a typical investor who's used to investing in stocks, the first thing that you see is, wow, ETH, SOL, TRX, even TON down here. These are outliers when it comes to fee revenue. Look down here, TIA, CELO, DOT. Now you might say that doesn't matter as much right now. But for people who are just trying to make a good investment decision, they look at reports from big companies like this, investment firms like this, and then they look at particularly the pictures, because who doesn't like a picture, as opposed to reading, and they say, I now know what I want to invest in. They're the ones that are crushing it fee-wise. And they're also big market cap, which probably means a little less volatility, maybe a little less return, but in the long term, that's probably what I want. They do it, they said it, they forget it. Then you keep going down, and here's the last thing I'm going to show you, which I think is very interesting. Their top 20. And this is what I meant when I said, pay attention to the wave. And if this is what the large investors are doing and pushing, you might want to get into some of these. So they've got their crypto sector. First of all, they call it a ticker, which I've mentioned before, the crypto sector, and then their theme. They've got Bitcoin as a currency, which is interesting. I think a lot of people might say store of value. Some say currency. It doesn't matter. Ethereum smart contracts, Solana, Toncoin, Chainlink, utilities and services. Over here under themes, they've got infrastructure, DeFi. Only a couple, for example, have AI next to them. Near, which didn't start out to layer one as AI, but they've been pushing it in many different ways. They've done it successfully because now Grayscale says, oh, they're AI. The other one's BitTensor. If we look down here, the other one's Akash. Those are the only AI ones they have on here. I'm going to be digging more into those. Then they've got smart contract platforms, utilities and services. They're basically saying, hey, here's 20 we're going to watch. And by the way, the ones in gray are 6 that they just added and started watching. They're saying we're watching these. They're in different crypto sectors. So the investor is typically looking at something saying, well, how am I going to invest in crypto? And how am I going to diversify? Well, I'm going to diversify by crypto sector. So that's what they've done here. They're saying, look, we're watching 20. We're diversifying for you, and we're picking what we believe are some of the winners within those. Sui's up here, which is fairly new. They just added it. They just added BitTensor. You go down, financials. They've got Maker. They've got Aerodrome. They've got Uniswap. I mean, for this bull run, that's not one I'm in. So this just gives you an idea of, and I'll put a link to this report down below. Watch these bigger firms. Watch what information they're putting out to their investors. Because if there's a lot of us in crypto and we make up 5% of the money going in, and we're pointing at that crypto, and the 95% of the money going in is pointing at that crypto, well, we may want to start looking over there. That's the point. Thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. 6 days a week. In the evenings, I'll do Hedera, ICP, sometimes some XRP. Have a great day. Hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Thanks for watching.